stick around and I'll show you how drilling these holes has become more efficient and more accurate for me using this little tool. I'll show you in a second. This right here, this little tool, it's a drill bit with a countersink and a depth stop adjustment. This is Amana tool number 55227, carbide-tipped countersink with adjustable depth stop with ball bearing and the tapered drill bit included. And this has revolutionized the way I drill my drill and countersink the holes in my seat slats. And let me show you how it works. What I had been doing for a while is using this little offset jig that I made. It's a simple little jig. This is a 3/4 offset. This is a 1-inch offset. And for a 1-inch offset, I do that. And for a 3/4 offset, I do that. And what I do is I clamp these together and hold them down so they're firm and they don't move. And I had been put this on the end, bring the drill and drill a hole. Put this on the end, bring the drill, drill a hole. It worked really good. The only thing it didn't do is as I drilled down, there's a few things it didn't do. As I drilled down, it didn't control the depth. I had to control that myself, which wasn't too bad. A lot of times I get it close enough, or maybe keep it a little shallow, and the screw itself would go down a little further and I could leave it flush. It's okay. Another thing is sometimes when you place it in the center and you start to drill, it could walk a little, or it could be on a harder part of the grain and then fall into the softer part of the grain. And you know, no one's really going to care if your hole is off an eighth or so, but if you have them perfect every time, that's a little better. So that's one thing I like about this. And let me show you how this is set up now. In the past, I was using this Amana bit, which I'll post the link on that also. This is also a great bit. It's carbide tipped. It's let me see. Here are the ones I originally was using. I could buy these on the cheap, like a 5-pack for under $30. This one costs a little more. This is like maybe under $30 for one, but it's the best quality. And the reason I did not use this is when this went down into the wood, I still had to control the depth, or even if I had the drill press set up just right, it didn't always work exactly right. But the depth stop that's on there, it nails it every time. It nails it perfectly every time. Let me show you. And I've got some stop blocks. I have a block in the rear. I could point with this. There's a block in the rear over here that's 3/4 of an inch away from the center of the bit. And then I've got a block on the side that's 3/4 from the edge of the bit. And I've got a little space under here in case some shavings go around. It won't interfere with the placement of my piece of wood. And I could even fine tune this more if I had another block over here, but so far this is working all right, and I may improve this, but the main thing is I can have accurate results every single time. Boom, boom, boom. So do that, turn on the shot vac. And you can see I could pull it just at whatever force, pull it to the wood, and it'll stop when it hits the wood. And I've got it set up to where it stops where I want it to stop. It's got a little bit of fringe left on there, but I sand everything anyways. The main point here is it controls the depth very well. You see it's centered on the side and 3/4 of an inch from the end the way I want it to be. So I can go to town. I haven't compared the time between doing a batch with just this jig compared to doing a batch with the drill press, but it's got to be faster because there's no setup time. You just grab the seat slats and start drilling, and they're all perfect. I don't have to line anything up. The setup has already been done. So this is easily my new way forward. I haven't been using a drill press too much. Obviously, I have a small little, the most entry-level drill press available. I'm in the planning process of making a whole new station here in the garage, a miter saw station, and I want to incorporate a few other items. I think about an upgrade on the drill press, or at least having it work with this station that I'm going to have. Maybe a way to pull it out and use it and put it back out of the way when I'm not using it, something like that. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I definitely know I can improve my base station here, and maybe if I get going really well, I'm going to want to upgrade to a floor model at some point. I'm sure that's inevitable, but it hasn't been a priority of mine. And it's still not, but it may be one day. That's all I'm getting at. So anyway, this depth stop adjustment is it's the cat's pajamas, and it's going to help me. I've got a few different seat slats with holes in a few different locations, and maybe I could even make a jig, pop out a jig for this one, pop in a new jig for the next one. It's a little wider. Here's another seat slat for a lounger I make, and this one has actually, the slats have a few different placements. One is here and one is here. So maybe it's a matter of designing the jigs that are going to help me get the job done efficiently, quickly, and actually so very much accurate that I'm sure that's the route I need to go. Every time I do something, I wonder how could I improve on this? And this is something that's come up with this and these, and I'm excited about it. So I wanted to share. I hope it helps you. And if you've got some ideas that I haven't thought about yet, let me know in the comments. I'm always eager to improve my game, and I'm happy to share. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Brought to you by Energy Beats. Straight from the streets.